I'm going to do my morning practice, so I'm just going to record it. You can follow along if you would like. That's what it is intended for, but I'm not going to be doing an instructional class. If you would like that, please hire me. Otherwise, you can just practice with me. Take a deep breath. Really feel that. It starts taking my head into the ethers. Settle in your breath. Take a nice deep inhalation. Feel up your lungs, feeling it all the way into your sternum, lifting the sternum. Breathe into the belly. Expand the belly. Holding the breath at the top and exhaling deep. Exhale as much as you can. Continue the exhale. Expelling all the dirty air inside of your belly. Now bring your hands onto your belly. I'm going to do a little bit of an instructional breath here because people don't know how to breathe. So sitting on your heels, put your hands on your belly. If you can't sit on your heels, sit on a block. And now breathe into your hands, filling your belly, expanding the belly as you breathe. And exhale, feeling your belly go in towards your body. Again, expanding your belly into your hands. As you inhale, holding it at the top, and exhale, feeling your belly compress into your body. Get all the oxygen out, all that dirty air. Expel it from your abdomen. Inhale again, feeling all that life force, fresh air breathing into your belly, getting rid of any stagnant air inside of the belly. Filling that belly full of air as you feel your belly almost like you're pretending you're pregnant. Filling that belly full of air and expelling it, pressing it back into your body, getting rid of any oxygen inside of you. Completely press, wring out your organs with your breath. Every last drop of air. And refill your vessel again. And now just hold the breath at the top. And as you hold it, imagine your body being the vessel being cleansed out by the prana, by the life force, the oxygen, oxygenating every cell of your body. And exhale. Back to normal breath. Take a few normal breaths. Okay, now we've done that little breathing meditation. We're going to come onto our hands and knees and do some cat-cat, lifting your spine towards the ceiling and down. Keep doing this. Cat-cow. Feeling your neck and your spine move with the ignition of the pelvis. So the pelvis starts the movement and the rest of the body follows the pelvis. Now let's bring our arm underneath. Bring your head to the floor, pressing your head into the floor for a little neck stretch. Bringing your palm onto the floor to feel your shoulder blade on your back body as you twist gently, just getting that rotation in your spine. Press into the other side. Let's bring our pelvis to the floor. Just your pelvis, not your chest. Keeping your chest lifted. Even if you're down here, just keeping your chest lifted. Bringing your shoulder blades onto your back body. And oxygenating your body. Let's bring our chest up with inhale. And lower it down with exhale, keeping your chest lifted the whole time, but just extending it up with inhale. Down with exhale. And now bring your palms out in front of you. Tense your fingers up in the air to roll your shoulder blades on your back. Now we're going to do a gentle shalambhasana, so lift your arms and lift your legs. If you want to do it like this, you can, if you're still a beginner. And exhale. Inhale. Warming up your back. Exhale. Again. Lifting your shoulder blades on your back for that extra breath. And exhale. Coming into downward facing dog. Rotating your fingers slightly outward so that you get the rotation of your shoulders onto your back body. And keep your legs slightly bent for this first one. Keeping your ears in alignment with your arms so they're like next to each other. This will keep you from dipping into your upper back in down dog, which is, if you were standing up, would be the opposite of what we want to be doing. We want to be lengthening here, lengthening each vertebrae from your fingertips all the way up into your pelvis, lifting your hips high into the air, keeping your knees bent just to get that extra lift in your seat bones. Pressing your hands, lengthening. And now you can gently start to straighten your legs, but don't straighten them too much. Don't hyperextend. I used to hyperextend here, not understand what I was doing. So women that are very bendy, or men that are bendy, anyone that's really, really flexible, hyperextension is a very big issue that most teachers do not address. And this is where I was injured, so I address it all the time. No hyperextension, and I will reinforce this. So now lifting, coming forward into plank, staying here for just a moment. With an exhalation, lower your pelvis, keeping your chest lifted, lift your chest. And lift up into downward facing dog with an inhalation. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, bring your right foot between your hands. Bring your knee down. Let's go into Anjalayasana. I like to bring my little stretch there, but that's not necessary. The pose, I just have really tight hip flexors, so I like to come into this really slowly, letting my hips adjust as I do it. And now lifting my chest, bringing my arms into cactus arms so that I can really feel my shoulder blades on my back and turn my face up. So get a little bit of a back bend while I'm here. And making sure that you're kind of going a little bit forward with this knee. The back heel stays down. And this is the only pose you will do this where the knee goes beyond the ankle, because you are supported. So you're not straining your knee. Let's push up into down dog. And with an exhalation, bring your foot between your hands. Again, coming into this nice and slowly, allowing your body to feel what you're doing as you're doing it. And you're getting a stretch in the back of the calf here, which I love. Any high heel wearer will love this. We need this. Okay, now coming up. Feeling that this still is going beyond, but not too much. You don't want to hurt yourself. Feel your body. Always feel your body. Listen to your body. Is it sore or is it pain? Is it stretching or is it hyperextension? Lifting your chest here, breathing. You can bring your palms together if you would like and look between them. And with an exhalation, bring your palms to the floor, lift up, and press back into down dog. With an exhalation, bring your feet between your hands for forward fold. Lengthen your back outward. If you need a block here so that you're not doing this, no rounding the back ever. Hurt your vertebrae that way. So bring the floor to you if you need to. If you need more instruction on that, hire me. I am an expert on adjusting. Feel the length in your spine. And with an exhalation now, if you are not on a block, exhale as you bring your chest towards your thighs, making sure you're not hyperextending your legs so you're not doing this, all right? For those extra bendy people, that is not straight, that's more than straight. So keep a slight bend if you do that, and you're gonna have to work on that all the time. It's gonna be the hardest part of your yoga for you bendy people that think you're so good at it. You're actually the worst at it because you could hurt yourselves more easily. More strength is more supportive, so you will not stretch your muscles. Tendons and ligaments are not elastic. Only muscle is. Once you stretch them, they will not go back. Then you have to work your muscle twice as hard to keep your bones in the sockets. Trust me, I know. I have this issue in my arm and my leg. So it would be my hip socket and my shoulder socket. So lengthen the back of your neck and lift up with an inhalation. Slowly. I don't know if you can see me now. I'm not in the... I have a giant living room and it's still not big enough. Okay, so standing tall. Lift your arms up overhead. Look between your hands. And now let's do a gentle back bend, your first real back bend. Just as far as you can go back. Bringing your hands on your back body so that you still integrate your shoulders into your back. To lift your chest as you look up. And come back down forward. Forward fold. Let your neck go. And let's come into downward facing dog. Just walk your hands forward. Feeling your shoulder blades on your back body. This is one of my favorite for my vertebrae. I can really get them all in place this way. Okay, now come forward into plank. Down into chaturanga. Bring your pelvis to the floor. Press your feet into the floor as you lift your chest. Pressing the tops of your feet. Inhale, bring your feet to the floor and lift your pelvis in the air. Into down dog. Now bring your right foot between your hands, keeping your back leg lifted, coming into a full lunge with your back heel lifted. I'm so far away now, I can't see myself on the screen, so I hope you can. Take another breath here and place your hands. Press into down dog. And now bring your left foot between your hands. High on the back foot. Feeling your shoulder blades on your back body while you're here. Strengthening those legs. Warming them up. The nice bend in that front knee. One more breath. Bring your hands to the floor and press back into down dog. Said I wasn't going to instruct, but here I am instructing you all. Take a deep breath and bring your hands between your feet or jump. Lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold deeper if you're not on a block. Inhale and stand up. Looking between your hands, exhale as you bring your palms to the sides of your body. Standing into Tadasana here. Every pose is supposed to feel like this pose feels. Lifting your chest, rolling your shoulders on your back body. Pelvis firm, not lazy in the pelvis. Pressing your pelvis straight down towards your feet. Lifting your chin and breathing here. Pressing all four corners of your feet into the floor. Feel them press evenly on the floor. Inhale, look up between your hands, and exhale as you lower your torso. Press your hands into the floor and walk or jump back into chaturanga and into cobra or bhujangasana. Don't want to forget my Sanskrit. Pressing back into down dog. Taking a deep inhalation, bring your right hand between your right leg between your foot. Coming into warrior two. Opening the body. I'm not supposed to have my back to the camera, but you all know what I'm doing. And if you don't, then watch my other videos with more instruction. Take a deep inhalation here. Feel the opening of the pelvis. Going deeper into your warrior two. Deep inhalation and windmill your arms down to the floor into downward facing dog you go. Coming into plank, chaturanga, bhujangasana. Lifting your chest, pulling your neck back so that your head is being pulled back. Taking a nice deep breath and pushing back into down dog. Bringing your left foot between your hands into warrior two on this front side, on this left side. Taking a nice deep breath here, settling into the pose. The pose does not begin until you want to get out of it. It's what my teacher Anthony always says. So breathe here. Firm in that back leg. I'm so much stronger on my right leg than my left leg. I like to do a little extra on the left side. One more breath. And windmill your hands to the floor. Stepping back into down dog. And you know it's always good to do a little extra on your weaker side and pay attention to that. Coming into plank. Inhale as you lower to chaturanga. Take a deep breath in chaturanga as you lower your pelvis and lift your chest into bhujangasana. Pulling your chest through with your hands. So you're using your hands to pull your chest through your arms. Pushing your head back. Lifting up as you breathe into downward facing dog. This is good. I'm sweating. I'm feeling strong. Do a couple of breaths here in down dog. And on the next exhalation, bring your right foot between your hands. Lower your left foot into the floor and come into Parsva, which you can do supported like this with your arm, making sure you're working your shoulder back, not doing this. So working your shoulder back, lengthening your arm so that you feel your fingertips all the way to your toes and your heel pressing firmly into the ground. Now with an inhalation, if you want to go deeper, bring your hand to the floor. You really feel it in your side body. So you're actually not putting very much weight into your hand. It's just something for you to lengthen with, not rest into. Breathing here, feeling your arm, your top arm rotate as if you're trying to reach for something behind you, feeling the shoulder blade in the socket on that top arm. It's a lot of work. Breathing in, we're going to come down. Back into downward facing dog, stepping into down dog. And coming into plank. Taking a deep inhalation here and lowering into chaturanga for one breath. Lowering your pelvis, lifting your chest, pulling your chest through, and lifting into downward facing dog. On your next exhalation, bring your left foot between your hands. If only I could distinguish hands from feet. Okay, so once again, working this shoulder on your back body as you do it. Bringing your elbow to your knee for a supported Parsva. Both of your legs, this leg especially, feeling it lengthen and strong as you keep it straight. This one is bent, so all the weight is going into it, so it's very strong regardless of whether or not you're focusing on it. So take a deep inhalation and bring your arm up, around, overhead, as though your hand was reaching for something behind you, working that shoulder blade into the socket. This is the hardest part, especially on this side for me. Problematic shoulder. And no matter how good I think I'm doing it, my teacher will still come around and work it deeper. So that's where we are. We all are. Take a deep breath and bring your hand to the floor if you want to go deeper. Lengthening from your heel, that back foot, all the way to your fingertips. Feeling that length in your side body. Making sure you're not taking it out in your neck. Your neck is an extension of your spine. It's supposed to be straight, just along with your spine. Working that arm so you're still reaching for something behind you. That's the hardest part for me in the pose. Take a deep breath and bring your arm down to the floor, stepping back into plank. Take a breath in plank. Exhale as you lower your pelvis, but first stay in chaturanga for one breath. Then lower your pelvis, lift your chest. Take a breath, pull your chest through. Exhale as you lift your hips in the air. Wonderful. I'm going to bring my mat closer to me because it's just bugging me that I'm not on it. Because I want you all to see me. And It's hard to determine that before I start recording. Okay, so now let's come to the center of our mats. We're going to do a little bit of an Iyengar exercise here. Bringing your palms to your chest, diagonally like this. Taking a deep breath, and with an exhalation, you can watch me first before you do it if you don't know what I'm doing. As you exhale, you jump your legs arm width apart so that your feet are underneath your arms. You probably cannot do it initially, so this is just something you practice over time. So inhale, exhale as you jump your legs apart, and then you measure them. And they should be under your hands. That's how wide they are. And if you don't use a mat, it's a little bit more of an exercise. So if you're more advanced and you want to go deeper, don't use a mat. I'm on carpet, so it's really weird. Doing this yoga at home on carpet has upped my practice. I don't have the resistance of the floor, so I have to be stronger. So if you're doing it on carpet, you're stronger, and balance is harder. It's like leveling up. So now that you've been here for a while, take a deep breath and come forward as if you can. If you need a block underneath you, use a block at whatever level you need it so that you're not rounding your back like I've told you before. And while you're doing this, you're still really working your thighs as if you weren't using your hands. You're just engaged. You're resisting. You're pressing your legs outward as well as straightening them and bringing them inward to as though you're holding something. So it's like a resistance as well as a grab, if that makes any sense. Basically, your muscles are completely engaged. Don't rest in this pose because a lot of you bendy people can just do this with no actual engagement of your muscles, which is just useless. You've got to work your muscles, especially if you're bendy. Bringing the top of your head to the floor, if you can, if you're not on a block. Still in keeping your legs so engaged. Now, depending on where you are, if you want to bring your hands down in front of you and come into a tripod, like this. So you bring your hands about a foot away from your head, press your palms into the floor, and lift your legs up in the air. If you do handstand. If you don't do handstand, don't do this. We'll do another handstand. Go on my profile and find my handstands. I've taught it. I can teach it again though. Take a deep breath here, making sure your feet are active. And slowly lowering down. Go as slow and controlled as you can. If you're new at it, it might be a little more hard. We all start somewhere. Now let's go over to our left leg or your right leg, depending on where you are. My back is to you, which I did on purpose for the handstand. So I'll come forward again. Okay, so go over to your right leg and lengthen your side body. Taking a couple inhalations here. Now walk back to the center and go to the other side, holding your ankle, lengthening your side body. Taking a deep breath. Keeping your legs engaged here. If you can't do this anymore and you're tired, then stop. Don't do it without engagement in a lazy way. Just stop. You're going to injure yourself. Bring your arms out to your side. We're going to come out of it the same way we went in an Iyengar style. So we're going to jump our legs back to the center with our hands in the center of our chest at the same time. So take a deep inhalation and jump back. I always like to see where my feet land when I do this. They're pretty good. You know, you get an idea of where you are in your practice. Again, if you're on carpet, things are all different. So now, relax. Take a breath. And let's do some back bends. So, let's come onto our backs on the floor. If you have any kind of back issue, you can use a block underneath your pelvis for a supported bridge. So like this. Otherwise, use your muscles. Use those glutes. Firm your butts. Make your butts look good. Lift your hips in the air. But we're not doing this for vanity. We're doing this for functionality. I'm just doing a little extra thing to see where I am and what I can do. And look, I can do it. Now, if you want to take it further and to go into Urdhva Dhanurasana or upward facing bow, you may do that. It's definitely not a wheel. I do wheel when I flip over on the that's wheel. Chakrasana is a flip. This is not wheel. This is Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. Take a deep inhalation and lift. Now, if you want to do it in stages, take an inhalation, come on the top of your head. Work your hands. And now take another inhalation and lift up. Take as many breaths as you can here. Up to 5 or more. But try to at least get 5. And lower your legs back out. And move your legs if you need to. I can do this like a pretzel, so don't expect yourself to do it like me. I can do it more controlled, so bring your legs back in. And if you need to, which you probably do, put the block between your feet so that you're not splaying your feet out. Everyone splays their feet out. It's going to feel like you're pigeon-toed, yeah, because that's how much you splay your feet out and have bad rotation, so you automatically probably have tight hips or something. We all do. We all sit down in chairs, so we all have tight hips. So lift your pelvis. Take a breath. If you want to stay here, you can. If you want to go deeper, place your hands. Take a breath. Place the top of your head. Take a breath. Lift up. Now you can really work your feet with that block. Taking 5 breaths here.